Hello everyone. This session is about Kubernetes pod controllers. Okay, so my main goal of this video is to make your understanding of pod controller clear. Okay, so before like even explaining what are pod controllers, I want to first show you the problem without controller. Okay, so what we do now, we will move to a killer coda. So people who are not aware of Killer Coda is actually a browser-based platform that provides you an interactive learning environment to practice Kubernetes, and it is completely free of cost. Okay, so what we do now, first I will create one pod. Okay, let me copy the example to create a pod, and all the example links I have given in the description in this video. Okay, I will give name as sample pod1 dot YAML. Okay, and will paste the content. Have a look what we are doing. We have a kind pod and we are creating a pod name is sample, and we are using the nginx image here, container port 80. Okay, fine. So k apply minus f sample pod2 yaml 5. Okay, get pod minus w. So you can see a one pod is up and running. Till now we are fine, like we have a pod which is running. But what are the problems here when we create a plain pod? When you create a plain pod, one of the problem is we don't have an option here to create a multiple instance of the pod. Let's say you want to create a 3 instance of the pod. Let's say because the reason like you want to distribute the traffic into multiple pods, okay, for higher performance. But when you create a pod like this, you don't have any option. Even Kubernetes itself will not provide you an option here. Okay. The second thing is this pod doesn't have an option to ensure that pod will automatically recreate it when we delete it. We have a pod which is running. Let me delete this pod. Okay. Delete this pod, paste the name of the pod. I have deleted this pod now. Now, if I do the get pod, you can see we don't have any pod available. No resources found. Okay, and also we don't have any option to scale up and scale down the pods when we create a pod this way. Okay, so at this stage, don't you feel we need some tools to manage and control these pods? And that's where Kubernetes controllers comes into the picture. So what are Kubernetes pod controller? I'm specifically telling here a pod controller because there are other Kubernetes controller as well. Controller to manage services, controller to manage ingresses, network policies, and all. So in this session, what we are talking only about pod controller, the controller which controls the pods. Okay. So the definition, the simple definition, what we can say, Kubernetes pod controller are the tools that monitor the state of your pod and make changes whenever is needed. Okay, so what I will do now, there are slides to explain the controller further, but I want to show you how controller works practically once. Then we will come back to the theoretical explanation again. We will move again back to killer coda. Okay, so what we do now, we take an example of replica set. I have given this link also in the description. Replica set is one of the controller. Okay, we take this, we create this controller and see how this controller is managing the pod. Okay, vim replica set dot YAML file, paste, insert. Okay, and we'll just have a look what we have given. Previously we had given a name as kind as pod. This time we are giving a kind as replica set because we are not creating pods here. Okay, replica set itself will create the pods. Okay, the name of the replica set is we have given here. Then this is how here you can see the line number 8 replicas. We have given total replicas count as 3. So what we are telling this controller, replica set controller, what we are telling, okay, we are telling controller that okay, you should always maintain 3 instances or 3 replicas of this pod. Okay, and again this pod is having image nginx and it is having one pod. Okay, let's create it. Let's create it. k get pod minus review. You see, three pods are running now. Who created these three pods? The replica set is created these three pods. Okay. And what we can do now, the three replicas of same pod is created. What we will do now, I will delete one of the pods. Let's say the number F71. This is the pod which I will be deleting now. I have deleted this pod. Okay, let me see how many pods we have now. We still have three pods. So what happened is, you can see there are two pods started 33 seconds ago. They are older pods, and there is one new pod which came just before 3 seconds. So what happened at this stage is, when we deleted this pod, okay, when we deleted this pod, the replica set controller detected that event and they recreated the pod again. Okay, so they recreated new pod again. So you can see this new pod name JRJ9 something. So that's how the controller manages the pod. So not only this stuff, controller does so many other things. We will be knowing that in our further slides. Okay, we'll go back to slides now. So what are the main tasks of controllers? One, the controller ensures that a desired state of pod is maintaining. What is desired state? Like, I have given a replicas as three, right? That's the desired state. So our controller makes sure that our system always have those many pods up and running. Okay, and scale up and scale down. Okay, based on the specification. Okay, for example, here we can give the CPU percentage. We can give the 60%. When it reaches to the 60 percentage, then you bring up one more pod. Okay, so we have given min and max as 2 here. Min is 2, max as 10. It means that it can scale up the pod up to 10 instances, and when it goes down to less than 60%, it will bring down one until 2 instances. So this auto scaling also is managed and controlled by the controller. Okay, and reschedule the pod on different node in case of node failure. Let's say in master node and worker node, when we have one of the node itself will get fail where multiple pods are running. So this controller will create new pods into the another VM which is healthy. Okay, and manage rolling updates, rollback of pods. This I have explained in my previous video, and clean up the terminated pods and their resources. So all these activities are done by controller. And how many controllers we have different controllers are which are used and applicable in different scenarios. Okay, so different controllers list what we have is replica set, which we just saw, deployment, stateful set, DaemonSet, replication controller, cron job, and job. So these are the pod controllers we have. So yes, so I will finish this video now, as my main goal was to make your understanding of controller clear first. Okay, when someone asks you what are controllers, so then you should be able to visualize the what controller is. Okay, now in the next video and in the upcoming videos, I will be covering each individual controller in details. Okay, so thank you very much for now. And definitely, if you have any doubt, please put that doubt in a comment section and like and subscribe. Thank you very much.